37 degrees outside, so let's do this. A Sam Keith, Bill Sienkiewicz Mixed Media Challenge. Getting some inspiration from the TV guide. Flop, flop, flop. Nice woman. Flop, 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 flop. Medicine, always good. And I'm getting a propaganda poster idea. You know, that boy spraying Who Watches the Watchmen on a city wall. So some newspaper text. Looking for a nice layout. This will just be the background, so I'm going to cover it with a white layer, but watercolor paint obviously won't do the trick on that glossy paper. Maybe straight from the jar? No. So switching to acrylic paint, which covers a bit too much. No worries, while it's still wet, blotting it with some tissue. And somehow I had this wooden coffee stirring stick in my drawing box, so let's scrape a little bit. Rip the paper, but that looks friggin' awesome because it reveals the layer underneath. Happy accident number 1. Blow dryer to make it dry. Okay, now what? How about a Superman silhouette? The go-to for when I don't know what to draw. Not that he's actually there, more like a Banksy type of street art that somebody made there at night. Just some blue and red. Make it pop with some dark in the back. Ugly fade though, so using the tissue with all that paint texture still on it. Kind of hard to see now, but this was a little cartoon of a Japanese politician dressed as Superman. And this is an anti-Superman tagger, so criminal in Japanese is Hanzaisha. So got those letters from the newspaper and plop 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 plop. Blended in with water. Some finishing touches with red paint splashes. And yeah, so much fun when a clean finished piece isn't the goal. Check it out. And for some reason it even looks like an S on his chest. Pure luck. Okay, but now let's draw something beautiful. Okay, forget Superman. Storm is on my mind again. Must be Paul's entry I got this week, which I will show later on in the video. Drawing with a pencil on watercolor paper is always a bit tricky because the texture is so rough. So I'm choosing to go with a very open inking style, using a 0.1 marker. Okay, first make the sky around her wet. It looks pink, but that's just because my water was dirty already, not on purpose. Because the point is to just make it wet first and then add in all the colors. And whichever part you made wet is where the colors will naturally bleed towards, which creates all kind of surprising, fun goodies. An extra trick is to use the blow dryer again, but now to aim it at some directions, so it kind of fans out there. And I'll leave the right side of her body unpainted to give a nice light effect. And because I left that body dry, none of the background paint went there, so it's still crisp and light. Now this is already cool, could be a finished piece, but there's so much more we can do. It's Storm after all, so let's add a bunch of dark colors. See if we can get some more Bob Ross happy accidents. If the sky gets darker, I also want to do another dark layer on the body, but again, not touching that lightest part, so the figure still pops out. And what I love about watercolors is that you can edit it super easily with a wet brush. Just nudging the paint around a bit to clean up those edges. And yeah, I mentioned Bob Ross, so let's put some Bob Ross trees. The secret is to go over the shapes again with a dry brush, so it adds some like mini lines. Alright, looking pretty good, so I can't stop myself to play with it with Photoshop. Some saturation, but what if it was a night scene? I can also use the healing brush tool to get rid of some straight lines and stretch out a pattern till the end of the page. And what if it was a 1980s poster? Wow, look at this. All of a sudden looks like snow on the ground. Love it. Could be the original brown version, but no, blue's better. Cut print off to the presses. Okay, let's go to the participants of this week's Mixed Media Challenge. I asked to leave behind your computer this week and go old school like Steve Rude. So in all fairness, I guess this would be my entries then. I always love it when Sam Keith goes extra thick on his art. Pencils, crayons, tissues, actual material. If this doesn't make you want to draw, nothing will. And of course, Bill Sienkiewicz Electra is full of collages and different paint styles. But to break it down, these are the options. You start in pencil, maybe ink with some microns, or a classic nib and ink. Then for colors, we have crayons, color pencils, or watercolors, which we probably all have laying around from our school days. Maybe some acrylic. And if you're lucky, you invested in those nifty alcohol markers. Let's start with fellow Sam Keith fan, Gabriel. Yeah, that's crayons here and a collage with newspapers. Very cool homage to that Wolverine Hulk series. Good to go for a kid's version and then a more realistic one. Great job. Daniel here with some real deal mixed media. Cut and paste his OC called Skyvault. Even adding some animations in there. Exactly what the challenge was about, so props. Here another crayon version by Thiago. Pencil, ink and crayon that is. Good callback to that Eric Larson Venom Hamlet cover. It's easy to recognize crayons because they never really cover a surface. You always have that white texture in between, which gives it a very homey handmade vibe. Okay, next a few pencil sketches. ZZ the Dark with King Poseidon from Transformers against Spider-Girl as they're drowning in the ocean depths. Pencils so dark here, they're almost as good as inks. Kind of like Matt Diffie or Harry Bliss, the New Yorker cartoonists. Great dynamic poses. And remember Sven from the Perspective Challenge? Boom baby, level up, cleared the first level boss. The lighting on these fingers looks amazing. Back arm is a bit too thin and flat though, so remember that the bonus of having straps on a costume is that you can instantly add roundness to the shape. So that's your next level boss to defeat. Then Joey with pen, nib and ink. He wrote me. Looks like a brush too though, on the clouds. Looks great. But I feel like this could have used some more lines even. More! More! Paul couldn't make the deadline this time, but he had this blast from the past, 1997. Love it. Looks like Paul was a Joe Mad or Chris Bachalo fan as well, I think. He digitally colored it a few decades later. His first try at digital coloring. Great effects on the lightning already. Then Otis OCing in pencil, marker and color markers, I assume. Overcrossing the marker strokes is always a great way to create some two tones. But he spent most of the time on his digital version, I think. The hands behind the back is a tricky pose. I would have gone for showing a bit of the arm, but man, was this funny. My son wanted to go to an expo in Shibuya today. An expo about Mother, that's Earthbound. The game characters were designed from clay figurines. And check this pose. Exactly the same pose with those shoulder puffs. And here's what I would have done. And this is the Otis shot. Yeah, so all good. Very busy day in Shibuya, by the way. I've been practicing for this game my whole life.
I did that joke with my friends too.
Alright, Ivan here with a Jim Lee homage. All in alcohol marker as well. I've been racking my brain where I've seen this pose. It'll come to me. Great job though. Sometimes a fade effect, sometimes a sharp edge. Perfect use of the possibilities of those markers. Very nice, popping, bright stuff. Okay, on to the color pencils. Clav doing a JRJR pose with Conan and Red Sonja. Fun stuff. Next time though, since you are dropping shadows, how about using some red or purple for those parts? I think that'll give your art an extra pop. Love that face though. Grrr. Then Sebastian, also with the color pencils. In a similar way to crayons, it's hard to get a full covered flat color with pencils, but a bit easier than with crayons, so just gotta spend a lot of time and use up half of your pencil. I like how you experimented with adding different colors here for the shadow. Yeah, keep going with that, because that leads to some Sam Keith goodies. Then Epic Lobster's epic Spider-Man pose, watercolor and pencils, boom! Yeah, now that's mixed media. I love this. You get the fully covered feeling from the watercolors and then use the pencils to add some texture. But he made sure to have some highlight, lighter spaces, these yellow parts here. Really good. Frame it, This needs to go on a wall. I even love how the web goes into the signature. Okay, Louis K with pencil, markers, and I think crayons, but correct me if I'm wrong. It's his OC for a web comic called Do the Man. Have you dreamed with this man? Good stuff. I still want a bit more detail though. That's my theme for today. Woozy Stool taking Hawkman and Hawkwoman outside for summer. Color pencils, I think, on quite rough paper. Very cute as usual. I recognize some nail clippers as the back support. So quite a small scale. So yeah, very clean. Okay, on to the real watercolors now. Ultra with some great fades in the purple. I would have used some more water here on the blast to fade it out maybe. And perhaps a hard shadow on the font, but what a beautiful way to color a figure, and good choice to leave the skin white and keep the palette limited if you're not going for a background that keeps it kind of more abstract. Cool stuff. Eli C with a Scarlet Witch in watercolors and markers. Also beautiful stuff. Great eyes as always from him. Leaving the white here, very smart. And using blue as shadows. Maybe a little harder shadow on the nose here would have given it some more depth, but a really nice portrait. Jacub here told me he struggled with the watercolor. And yes, if you're used to digital coloring and you want to work with flats and fades with watercolors, you have to think of it as a different thing. You either think comics or you think watercolors. It doesn't mean it has to be this pastel Paris stuff all the time. You can go dark with watercolors. Check this Ito Scares Me dude on Instagram for how to do superhero plus watercolors. But this is a solid idea. The Trail of the Cape making a big S and then that Frank Miller style Superman. Yeah, cool. Trivikram also with a Superman. This is thicker paint, so I'm thinking gouache or very thickly used watercolor. And is that whiteout for that white stuff? Yeah, I think it's that pen type of whiteout, because you see the traces it left. Maybe yellow or pink paint would have been nicer to drop those highlights with. Great eagle though, that's not easy to draw. Abimel here told me this is acrylic paint. You see how much thicker it is than the watercolors? Love that red. A lot of time spent on the background as well. Each individual window. A bit rough on the perspective, so if you're not going to use a ruler, then really don't use a ruler, because this is a little bit in between for me. But you see here how putting in the time always makes a painting more impressive. Then last but not least, Konstantinos with his first entry. Nice. He works in a hospital in Greece and made this for his team there, using a wooden sheet with Posca markers, ink and colored pencils. I instantly linked the pills to Akira in my mind, but he mentioned Akira Toriyama and Tite Kubo. And yeah, I see it now, a very successful mix of those. He got great coverage using the pencils, and I can't really spot the markers actually. Those typical overlaps, I can't see. I sometimes go over the ink again with another extra black layer, so the colors pop more, and I think this could benefit from it, but honestly like this works as well. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. And if there's one thing to learn from this, it's that it's good old fun getting your hands covered in paint. The result is almost secondary. Join the challenges by clicking the link in the description. Like a Reno if you like a Reno this video, and catch you in the next one.